Good afternoon, YouTube. Matt Emroy back once again. I know it's been a little while. Please excuse me if I'm not at my best. I'm still recovering from my latest surgery, so I may be a little under the weather right now. I wanted to do this in a live stream format, mainly because I was kind of curious what everybody else thinks about this whole DKOldies debacle, scam, whatever you want to call it. Hopefully the chat window is working. I think it is. So over the last, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 months, I have been inundated with videos from YouTube from all different uh, content creators. I mean, I can look at the hang on a second. I can look at my history and tell you who. I mean, people like Review Tech USA. Let me see what else we had here. Cobalt Retro Tech. I mean, there's so many of them out there. I can't even remember every single one of them. But basically the whole premise of this, and I'll wait a couple of minutes to get into the whole meat and potatoes of this video, because give a few more people a chance to get here. But the whole premise of this is that DK Oldies started, I think it was back in 2005. I'm going to look that up real quick, just so I know for sure. I'm not seeing it. 18 years. So we can do some quick math there. So what is that? 10, 15, 17, about 2006. We'll say 2006. But anyway, they started off really, really small. They were, a company with very, very good intentions, and their intentions were to, sell video games, retro video games at a fair price. And initially, that's exactly what they did. I mean, initially they were actually a very good company. You can go back and look at the reviews that they had years ago on their website, and it'll tell you that they had fair prices. They sold good quality merchandise, the refurbished consoles and things like that. Um, but as of late, they have really slipped down in quality. And I don't know if the chat here is working. Somebody let me know if you can. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. Now I got it. George Blakely says hi. Hey, George. So I didn't think we were going to get a lot of people here right now. I might do another one of these later on. But my whole 2 cents on this, excuse me. Sorry, my nose is kind of running today. My whole 2 cents on this is, if you say something is refurbished, there's a inherent quality that goes along with that. And what I mean by that is there are certain things that a customer or a client is going to expect. And I have a unique picture on this because I am a computer repair technician, and I also refurbish computers. So when DKOldies started, from what I understand, they actually did really well in that department. They would refurbish their consoles, they would take them apart, they would replace the thermal paste, they'd replace the CMOS batteries. They would clean them like they show on the website. However, lately, the quality has really, really been lacking. And what I mean by that is they're not refurbishing their equipment like they said they were. I have a lot of people that have, I know that have gotten these consoles, and when they get them, they're not refurbished. DKOldies just sticks that little warranty sticker on the bottom that says, "Hey, we went in here, we cleaned it out, we did a full refurbishment." And unfortunately, it doesn't look like they are. And I'm sure this video is going to fly under the radar because I do not. I'm not a huge channel by any stretch of the imagination. But being a computer, let me get the microphone a little closer here. Being a computer repair tech myself, when it comes to computers, at least, and it's very similar, a video game console is basically a computer that's designed to play video games. There's certain things you have to do. When I get a computer and I refurbish it, I basically will take it apart, usually down to the motherboard, physically clean everything out. So basically blow it out, clean the case inside and out. And then when I start to rebuild it, number one, I always replace the CMOS battery, which a lot of these consoles have. So that's something that you would have to do. Number two of importance, and this is actually the most important, so I'd probably put this on number one. You actually need to replace the thermal paste. And on computers, it's usually just the CPU. Sometimes we do it on the GPU as well, but that's not quite as important. And a lot of times I skip that because when you take this heatsink off the GPU, a lot of times the mounts will break. So a lot of times we'll skip that. But on a console, an actual console, the GPU is going to be on the motherboard. So when it's on the motherboard, it's really easy. You just take the heat sinks off, clean off the thermal paste, and then put it on there. And unfortunately, from what I understand, DKOldies, they're not doing that anymore. So you really got to think what's happened to their quality. Now, I can venture a guess and say that a lot of this is because they've gotten so famous. I mean, they've built a huge clientele up. And what I'm hypothesizing is they just do not have the manpower to clean and fully refurbish every system. Well, you know what? I get it. I mean, it's expensive to do that. It's hard because you have to have all the people out there, or you have the employees that are willing to sit there and refurbish these systems. But the problem is you can't sell systems as refurbished if they're not refurbished, and that's a big problem. What I would suggest, I mean, and of course, we're not even getting into the price issues. DKOldies does tend to charge a premium, and that's, they have their reasons why. Usually it's because they have a lot of overhead, they have a big building, they have employees they have to pay. So yeah, again, I get that. It's important. You have to make a profit or you're going to go out of business. But there is an inherent expectation that people have when they're getting a refurbished system. I mean, just think about it. Let's say you're a millennial like I am, and you want to get I don't know, let's just say you're into the Nintendo. You love the original NES. The original NES, held a lot of nostalgia for you. And if I go on to their website right now, pull it up. An original NES will set you back $145. And that's not with the original controllers. That's with aftermarket controllers. So, I mean, some people will say, oh, yeah, that's a great deal. Oh, and they always have discounts too. The big thing is they say it was originally $199, now it's $144. Well, that's a tactic that a lot of places use to make you think you're getting a good deal. But if I go on to eBay and I look for an original NES, you can see them all day long for $100, 80 to $100 with accessories. So again, $144 is not a bad deal if you're doing what you say you're doing. You're fully refurbishing them. You're taking them apart. You're, going in and cleaning everything out, putting new thermal paste on. But if all you're doing is buying systems from people, and that's what they do, they do trade-ins just like GameStop does, except you basically do it through the website and you have to send them a huge box full of stuff. If you're doing what you say you're doing, then that's fine. But if you're not, if you're just selling systems that you get in, you're getting them in, you're maybe wiping them off at most with a towel and then putting a warranty sticker on them, that's blatant scam. That's a blatant scam to me. And that's what has been happening. So we got a few people here right now. I want to just reiterate what we were talking about, DKOldies, because this has been on my mind for quite a long time now, and I really wanted to get out there and see what you all think. If any of you have any experiences with them. In the interest of full disclosure, I have not ordered anything from DKOldies myself. I probably never will. I'm a cheap person. I get my consoles off eBay or go to garage sales and get them. If the channel grows, if this YouTube channel grows and I can get enough revenue from it, then yeah, I might decide to order something from them. But there's enough reviews out there to where people, excuse me, where I can get an idea of what people are having problems with. And yes, it is very hot here in Virginia today. It's almost 80 degrees. So you can kind of see I'm sweating a little bit here. Scott Sheffield says they're way too expensive. Yeah, we did cover that a little bit. They are very expensive compared to a lot of other places, and I'm not saying that they're a total scam. You are going to get a product. In most cases, it'll work. I mean, sometimes you might get a defective one. My problem is, and this is where it gets real scammy, is they just have way too many systems going out now that say they're refurbished, and they're not. So we got 4 people here right now. I want to hear your experiences with them. If you've ordered anything from DKOldies, if you've gotten a what was supposed to be a refurbished system and wound up not being refurbished. So let me know in the comments here if we get anybody to come in a few minutes. If not, I'll probably end this video, but this is just something that's been on my mind for a while, and mainly because I'm inundated with this on my subscriptions and my home. YouTube gives suggestions on videos you might want to watch. Well, I would say every other suggestion it's something about DKOldies. So I don't know, folks. I think this is something that needed to be covered, and I'm just glad I had a chance to do it. So Scott, have you ever gotten anything from them? Anybody have you ever ordered anything from DKOldies before? Sure haven't. Yeah, not surprised. And the one thing that really does surprise me on Google is they actually have a 4.1 out of 5 rating. So apparently a lot of people liked what they got from DKOldies, but again, a lot of the people that they're targeting are not the millennials like us or the Gen Zs, but the baby boomers that are maybe looking to get a gift for their kids, which are us, the millennials and the Gen Zs and everybody. So they don't know any better. For the most part, they're not going to know if that's a good deal or not. They're going to look at it and say, "Oh, 140 something dollars, $145 for an NES. Yeah, that's a good deal. Let's go ahead and buy it. I'll get it for my son." And chances are, when the kid gets it, you know, they're probably going to say to the parent, "Whoa, you paid way too much for this," and then the parents. Most parents are not going to do anything about it as long as it works and they're happy. You know, they have the money to shell out for this. They're not really going to care. But I just don't think that's fair, to be honest with you. Scott Sheffield, I'd rather support my local game stores if I can. Yeah, that's pretty much what I try to do if I'm not ordering stuff online, you know, through eBay or getting it, you know, at garage sales. I'll go to we have something here called Old School Video Games, and they tend to have pretty good deals. And I'd rather support them because they're, you know, like a local store. So I think I'm in the video here. I know that we weren't going to get. I knew we were going to get a lot of people in here, but I figured I'd at least get this out off my mind. From Richmond. All right, so you're pretty close then. Oh, here we go. George Blakely says, I do have an original NES, got a garage at a garage sale for $10. Came with 2 controllers and 2 games. That's a great deal. And you can find deals like that all day long. And fortunately for you, you got the original controllers. The ones from the ones you get with DKOldies, unless you pay up, are aftermarket ones, and they're the old school brand is what they've been using lately. And from what I understand, they're not a great quality controller or a great quality retro brand. They tend to be a little on the cheap side. All right, everybody, that's going to be it for this video. I think I've ranted long enough. I hope everybody's having a great new year, 2023. I had my last surgery, so I'm still in recovery mode right now. But I am healing up nicely and hopefully looking forward to doing some more in-depth videos here in the future. Thanks for coming. Please continue to like and subscribe. And as always, have a blessed day, everybody.